How's it going, brother?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not too much, man. Just getting through quarantine and stuff. I want to get right
Happens.
into it, man. Just gonna ask you how weird is it to going through preparation for this fight?
It's strange a little bit. I wouldn't say it's like weird.
Yeah,
Because as fighters, we're used to having to pull audibles. That's just something you have to do all the time. But it's just different time. There's a lot of shit going on right now. So like being able to focus on training and stuff like that, you have to really be able to stay focused and really like keep your head about you.
yeah. And like, yeah, you got a huge win streak going on right now. You got 6 straight wins. How hungry are you for an up and challenge to boost that streak?
Yeah, I like Peña. He's definitely a jump up. Already has like 6 UFC fights. Even though he's not as experienced as me, he has a lot more UFC experience than me. Um, so yeah, it's definitely no, I wouldn't say a test. I think I've been tested multiple times before, but it definitely will be an experience. It'll be fun, and see me go in there and get this win. And I'm all about fighting top rank guys, but fuck that. I need to make top rank money. I'm not gonna be fighting those guys in the top 15 when I'm still making money on my first contract. I'm like, nah, I'll wait off on that. I want to make sure I'm making the proper money for the proper fights because this we're in the pain business. And whether you're fighting a top ranked guy or a lower ranked guy, your body's taking the pain. So you gotta get the proper amount of money
No,
for it.
definitely.
I saw the last guy that fought who was it? The heavyweight. What's the football player? Fuck,
Greg
I'm
Hardy.
drawing a blank.
Greg
Yeah,
Hardy
dude,
and
the
Jordan
fight Greg
Castro.
Hardy. He fought him for like 14, like 12 grand or something. I'm like, oh, and he broke his foot, and Greg Hardy made like 180,000. I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, it was a step up. It was a big move, but the risk and reward is really, really hard, especially if like they're not like, hey, yeah, if you take this guy, then we're going to give you a new contract where we're going to triple your pay. That's different, but they're just like, hey, just take this guy. Man, fuck that shit. Like, when that getting fucked up, because you're going to get fucked up in a fight. If you fight the top ranked guy, your chances of getting fucked up have gone up significantly. So it's like, no matter what, whether you go in a fight, even in my fight with Devontae, my last fight, it didn't go past the first round, but I still left. Like, I was jacked up. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, and that's kind of been people have been talking about that for a while. Obviously, Jorge Masvidal had a title shot with Kamaru Usman, and then said like he's not doing it for the amount of money that they were offering for him. So you make a great point with that, talking about taking the right money for the right fight.
Oh yeah, man. Now in his case, I'm not trying to defend the UFC all like that, but that motherfucker's making a lot of money. I'm talking like, hey, can I get more than like 14,000? Him and John Jones are like, fuck that. I want over similar. Motherfucker, I'll fight for 100 grand. I'm like, shit, like, yeah. But I'm not at that point in my career, like, and where they are, and they can like demand that because they've like Masvidal's been around for a long time, and he's like, he's built his reputation of being street Jesus, and now he has the opportunity to do the thing he does. So I tell people all the time, don't treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. If you think they're worth more money, then they're worth more money.
Yeah, that's a great point. I want to get back into talking about your fight career, but first I want to ask you, you're a coach.
Yes,
When did you start coaching?
about 7 years ago.
So how was that process getting into coaching, and what was the decision like?
Well, I was working at a restaurant at the time, Steak and Shake. Fuck you, Steak and Shake. But I was not the people, the restaurant. The people that worked there were awesome. The restaurant, Steak and Shake's a piece of shit. I'm so glad they're closing down. But no, it's not the topic. But I was working there, and I really wanted to like start training, just be able to train more, and so I started working at the gym that I was training at, and it was shit paid, wasn't really a lot of money, but I really enjoyed it, and it makes it easier for you to learn if you're actually coaching people, and it just went on and on. And then my buddy brought the gym, and I was like helping manage it with him. And then I brought it off of him, and now me and my girl, we own the gym, and I run the gym. I teach a lot of the classes and stuff. So I just get to be engulfed in martial arts and training and progress and failure and success all the time. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that, like talking about learning from coaching opportunities. And I was going to ask you, how does that change you as a fighter, being seeing the other side of coaching? You've learned where your weaknesses and your strengths are and how to use them. And
Yeah.
talk to me a little bit
Big
about that.
time. I mean, like, that's the one thing. Like, I'll be coaching. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, now you're in the UFC, you won't coach anymore." I'm like, "No, I'm going to be coaching my whole time. Like, I can properly put attention into my students and properly put attention into myself as well. Like I have because I'm a full-time gym owner. I have all fucking day. Like, I have 24 hours in every day I can put into where I need to get my training. So I'm not worried about finding time for my training. But yeah, like just seeing people progress and seeing people do stuff, taking stuff from your students. You know what I mean? Because their brains aren't structurized yet. They haven't just set into a pattern. They're still a little bit more free, especially younger kids. Like I like to like just see how they approach things, see how their brains think, so that in that way it helps me to do the same thing.
Yeah, and going to where you were one of those people, just taking in everything, getting started with your MMA career. Who were the biggest supporters? Who were people you could look at and just give all the credit to, other than yourself, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, like my coach that I'm working with now was actually at the gym when I first walked into the gym. My coach Dave Sack. So um like him, my original coach Eric Hibbler. Hibbler was a little bit of a caveman in the fight thing, like it was like his caveman mentality. But I think he taught me mostly like the fight business is the pain business. Again, I think a lot of people don't realize that when they get into MMA, they think it's an entertainment business, and it is. But first and foremost, it's the pain business. This is an art form of hurting people, and that's what we do at a high level. So I think a lot of people get out of that and like, oh, you gotta sell your brand, do all that. I'm like, yeah, you gotta do all that until you get your fucking face broken open. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're building your brand up, you have a TikTok and all this shit. I'm like, are you training? Are you making sure you don't get your fucking jaw broke, or like, or are you just developing your gimmicks so you can like, you know, I mean, social media has created that. So like, I mean, I have to keep up with social media and all that, but I also train full time, and I owe that to my head coach, Eric, my original coach, Eric Hibbler and stuff. Like, he really just made me realize. He was like, you'll beat most guys because they're not in this for the right reason. They think
Yeah,
it's cool. I
yeah,
mean, I think that's still a big case of guys in the UFC and a lot of big organizations. They come in, they push these guys, girls, whatever, and then they get touched by fire, and they're just like, oh Jesus, and they're done. I mean, Ronda Rousey, I hate bringing it up, but Ronda Rousey was a prime example. Like, she talked about going down in history being the best, and then she lost twice and just stepped away. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, oh, you weren't a fighter, you were a front runner. You're like a you like to win. You don't like to fight. A lot of people, I don't think they actually like to fight. I love to win, but I like to fight too. I love to win, but I like to fight. I like to challenge myself. I like to sacrifice and have failure and then have to accomplish like getting back and past it. A lot of people don't like that. You can see when people like lose fights and then they change. You're like, oh, you weren't that fucking big. Like, you were just used to being in front the whole time. You were used to waxing people. You weren't used to someone that can wax you. When it happens to you, it changes your whole perspective of the sport and whether or not you want to do it.
yeah. It's getting involved in the pain business. I love that, and I'm so stealing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's like I'm gonna get shirt. I'm getting a shirt made that and it says it's going to be for the academy. It's going to say we're in a business of inflicting pain, and business is booming. Like that's real shit. Like, because you're in the pain business and you're fighting. Like, that's just the way it is.
I love it. So getting back into in your talk for the 27th, uh, without giving away the game plan, obviously, what's your mindset heading into the Luis Pena fight?
It's just preparation, man, because like we don't really have a lot of time to get ready for a fight. You know what I mean? Like 2.5, 3 weeks. So I work with a little bit of taller guys, so I that's why I took the fight. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, fuck you, Solid Cell. One of my main training partners is a southpaw. He is pretty tall, has a long reach, and I have a couple other tall guys I can get with. So I mean, like, it's just coming in, make sure we're in shape, and staying patient and fighting a smart fight and having fun. That's the big thing too. Like, I just really want to fight. Like, it's almost been a year. It's kind of irritating. I want to fight. I want to get near and just test. And he's a fun fighter. He's a cool dude too. Like, I think we'll sit down afterwards and have a drink or some shit. He seems like a pretty fucking cool dude. So I'm just geeked to get in there and like really just test out my skills I've been working on and adding on for the last 10 months.
Yeah, so that's another question I was going to ask you. Is like, obviously your UFC debut was on short notice. How excited are you to show fans that what you can do with a camp longer than 4 days?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super, super geeked. Like I'm like, and this is still like a short camp, you can
Yeah,
kind of say. I mean, I'm a little bit more prepared, like you know what I mean. But it's still a short camp. But yeah, I'm super excited to go in there and show fans like what I'm capable of and stuff, and like just show the world and remind myself of why I'm here and the things I'm here to do.
yeah, and like the sports world's kicking back into gear. Obviously, it's the time for short turnarounds and stuff like that. So if you come out of this fight with a quick win, clean win, no injuries, and they say, hey, we got a guy who just pulled out, would you be willing to go on to another fight like after this fight upcoming?
Yeah, if I go out, like if everything turns out the way it is, like I already talked with my manager, I want to fight in July. Like I'll fight July, I think what, the 11th or whatever. That's the first Fight Island one.
Yeah.
Wherever I'll fight in that one, I'll jump right back around, go straight. I'll come home, chill for a day, and go straight to Abu Dhabi if I need to, like or go on either one of those cards. Like I'm completely cool with that. I want a fast turnaround. I don't want to be sitting down taking my whole summer in training camp, not knowing when I'm going to get a fight because you have to stay in shape if you're like taking these short-term fights. So I'm like, I'd rather take a fight, get it going, get it over with, and then like maybe take like 2 or 3 months off, let the body recover completely, then like get back into looking for a fight.
Yeah. So Fight Island, you're looking to get on Fight Island. That would what
Yeah,
is your
man.
opinion
I'm
on
like,
that?
fuck that. I love it, man. I'm like, fuck that. It's really Skull Island. I'm fucking King Kong. I'm like, fuck that. There's only one king in this island, so I gotta get there and get a fight soon. So I gotta get through this other fight first, and once that's over, we'll get on the Kong. We'll go on the Kong Island, aka Fight Island, and we'll get there and we'll bring havoc.
So just looking at getting into the fight, you got into the first fight when you put such a big exclamation point on your first fight. You go in here and you get another big win. That you definitely get higher ranked opponents and just like I mean like more challenges and stuff like that. How confident are you that you can just keep this win streak going and just keep making a name for yourself?
Oh yeah, man, that's the plan. I want to be fighting the top 10 guy within my next 3 fights. I want to redo my contract and like get serious. It's like there's a couple of guys that are I'm looking at, like guys in the top 10. I think would be really fun fights. That's the thing. I'm looking for fun fights, and I would like to probably take this fight, maybe fight a veteran, or I'd still like to fight Azatar too. That's a fight that I still want because that's a fucking heat fight. It looks like a lot of fun. And then I maybe get a veteran, another guy that's been in the UFC for a little bit longer, and then like jump straight to top 10 guy, and then just see where it takes me from there.
It's actually a guy I was mentioning to one of my friends before is Paul Felder. You guys actually fought back in 2012. Looking to get a rematch with
Yes.
him. I think that would be a
That
banger of a
that
fight
would
to
be
come
good.
out.
That would be Paul's my homie too. But I mean, like, yeah, of course, we could definitely throw down. I know he was announcing that he's like kind of retiring. Like, I respect that too. So I mean, like, I think by the time I got to him, he would probably. I think he said he wanted to do one more. So I think he'd probably be at that point where he's kind of past it. But if I get there and he hasn't done anything, I would be like, yo, dog, let's run that shit back. That'd be a definite banger, man. That'd be a lot of fun for sure.
Well,
There's a couple of guys. There's like multiple guys in the UFC that have beat me. Billy Q is one of them, and his last fight was at 150. So I don't know if he's coming up. If he's coming up, I want a rematch. The guy's actually on the card with me, Cal Nelson. He was my last loss. He's fighting at 150. If he's coming up, I want a rematch. So anybody that can get a fucking rematch, if I can get a rematch with your ass, I'm coming for you. So just put that out right now. Like, hey, I ain't being no asshole. But if you coming up to those guys are coming up to 55, 45 before they come to 55. If they're still fighting stuff, they still got. Yeah, I definitely want rematches. Yeah,
I
if I
love
ain't
it.
cutting 50, fuck that. 55, yes.
I love it. I appreciate the time, Khama, and I want to end this off with just one quick question. What can fans expect to see when Khama Worthy is up next on June 27th?
Blood, guts, and violence, man. Like that's. I'm bringing pure raw entertainment at a world class level. I mean, like I'm just gonna come on there. I'm gonna be exciting. That's the only way I know how to fight. I don't like boring fights. If even my decision wins, they're not boring fights. Like I'd rather lose a fight than win a fight being boring. And I can't sleep at night if I have a boring fight. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna entertain, and I hope the world joins in, and I gain some new fans, and I keep going forward.
All right, brother. I'm looking forward to the post-fight interview with you. It'll be a banger,
Well,
man.
yeah,
I
I
appreciate your
had
time.
something planned for Joe Rogan's ass. If Joe Rogan's there and they try to do that separation shit, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna be running around that damn arena screaming for Joe Rogan. It's gonna be real weird. He's probably gonna be like, "Yo, I can't let this guy get next to me." But I'm looking forward. I got my whole theme kind of planned out in my head how I think it's going to go. I know it's not going to go that way, but I have it kind of planned out in my head. So I'm looking forward to it as well.
Looking forward to it as well, brother. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome, brother. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Take it easy, man.
Peace.